Manifestation is about embodiment. It's about embodying whatever you are on your way to bring into fruition. That's exactly what it is about. In this video, I'm going to share with you everything that I learned from manifestation when I look back at what happened in the past in my life, especially in my career as a wedding photographer, and also from 10 years ago when I was young and going out, relationship with women. So you see, 14 years ago, I decided to be to be a photographer, and I bought a camera. A few years later, after I've been a portrait photographer for a few years, I decided to jump into wedding photography. And when I started wedding photography, I had a lot of doubts. I didn't know how to behave, how to get customers, how to cover a day, how to show up with confidence. Like all those things were a bit blurred in my mind. So of course I started watching a lot of YouTube videos and stuff like that. But I can remember now, looking back, exactly how things shifted. Things started shifting the moment I started showing up in those video calls as if I already booked those people. I had this I have this process where I go in front of the mirror before every meeting and I go, yes, 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 for like 1 minute, looking at myself in the mirror, in my eyes, and I smile. That's how I raise my vibration. Back then, I wasn't even aware about such a thing, raising vibration, but I used to do that. I would do that like 1 minute before the call, literally 1 minute, and then I would show up in the call, high energy. Hey, how you doing? How's your day? Oh, I see that you're really cute, a cute couple. So, thank you for being here. So I would actually behave as if I already booked them, right? Like the type of energy, the type of connection that I was building with them, it was as if I already knew those people. And that's how everything changed. I was able to be like, yo, that was easy. Yo, that was easy. But it became easy the moment I embody the type of wedding photographer who already booked them, who already knows how it goes. And I also made sure to have a very specific process. I swear, it was fantastic. I was coming with questions that had nothing to do with the pictures. I was focusing on their relationship, how they met, when one person realized that the other was what was going to be the husband or the wife. I would go into those deep emotional questions to the point where often after the call, the couple would be like, yo, it's almost like we are in trouble because now we feel like you know us so well that if we don't book you, we are gonna miss on something. You see what I mean? So I had to already show up as if I booked them. And every time that I didn't do that, I came with a type of energy and they were like, that's not gonna do it. Sometimes they would tell me yes during the call and then later they would cancel and stuff like that. And of course, when they cancel, if you're not embodying that thing, then you allow the cancellation to impact you and therefore you start doubting yourself. Man, I swear, when you start to become an entrepreneur, having a business, so many situations are gonna actually humble you sometimes. But basically, having a business is accepting to see everything about yourself being portrayed, being shown to you, right? Because the type of energy that you have within yourself, that's the people that you're attracting. And I remember the first time I charged 3,000 euros for a wedding. I had this couple, amazing couple from France, from Paris. We had the call. I showed up with an amazing. I'm telling you, even the way I was showing up in the call, I changed it. I started putting a shirt as if I was going to a job interview, right? I had my galleries ready in the back end because I knew, okay, at this moment I am going to share my screen. I am going to show this. I had my albums ready on the side. And before I showed them the album, I would ask them questions. Okay, let's say we are 5-10 years after the wedding. Everything went well. You're married. You're probably living in another country. You have kids now. How would you remember this amazing day? You see? Like, no, not how would you remember. What are the physical things that could actually help you remember about the wedding day? Sometimes they would be like, oh, that's a tough question. And then we say, oh, the rings. Oh, yeah, that's true, the rings. But, and then I would be like, yeah, of course, the rings are going to do that. But there is something that can even do that better. And then I show the albums, you see? So I came prepared. If I showed up in those calls, not knowing what to do, doubting, waiting for them to, maybe open a negotiation on the price and stuff like that, I wouldn't have booked those people, right? And that's why I ended up shooting almost 200 weddings in 9 countries, because I had to embody a physical photo, a successful photographer already. I had to show up in those calls. I'm not even talking about the wedding day, because the wedding day it's another situation. But I'm talking about pre-booking. I had to show up with the energy, with the clothes, as if I already booked them. I had to ask those very specific questions that a successful wedding photographer would ask them. And by doing that, I am already putting them mentally, but mostly emotionally, in the configuration that makes them trust me. That makes them be like, okay, we can trust this person. If things go sideways on the wedding day, he's the right person to help us. That's exactly what happened. And on the wedding day, it was even crazier. Why? Because I remember it was in 2021 that for the first time I had this idea, like, wait a minute, I've been dressing all black like all the wedding photographers. And I actually don't like it, because everyone wants to say hidden, right? That's the common thing that comes in the industry. And of course, you have people that are doing it really well. It matches their personality, who they are. But me, I was like, this is not me. This is not matching with who I am, right? And I had this idea of seeing me with suits that are of different colors. And the same day, I ended up buying 3 to 4 suits, and from there, things again started changing. Things started going up. I had people now recognizing me as the photographer who wear colorful suits. I had a client telling me one day, as she was booking me for more than 3,000 euros for her wedding, telling me, number one, please don't tell to my husband the very price that I'm booking, because he won't be happy with that. Number two, she told me, by the way, I love the way you dress when you go to weddings. It really shows that you love what you do and that you respect your couple. You see? I swear. And that's manifestation. From that moment moving forward, I would be at weddings. People will always greet me. Oh, I follow you. I was like, oh, really? And then I would stop. What's your name? What's your Instagram? And then the person would be like, can we take a picture? I'm like, of course. And then I go to France, to Paris. I'm going to the toilet. My wife is waiting for me outside. And when I'm coming back, there's a woman there with her kid, and she's like, I know you, I follow you. I'm like, wow. I take the plane, I go to Cameroon, and on my way back, as we stopped in Ethiopia, a guy stopped me there. Hey, I follow you. I know your work. In the plane going to Cameroon, the girl who's sitting next to my sister, she doesn't know my sister, right? And when I come next to my sister to tell her something, the girl is like, oh, you're Brice Guillot, the wedding photographer. You see? This is manifestation, because I always wanted to be an amazing wedding photographer. That's what I always wanted to be. I remember back in 2018, I was sitting on the floor in Rotterdam with my ex-girlfriend, and we were waiting for our bus to go back to Brussels. And you have this amazing hotel on the left next to the central station. If you've ever been to Rotterdam, I don't know the name of the hotel. And I told her, one day I'm going to be sleeping in this type of hotels, and clients would be the one paying it. And guess what ended up happening? I did it all over the world. Isn't it amazing? So I want to tell you that whatever you're trying to manifest, stop trying. Stop trying and start being it. But I know it can be difficult when you don't know how it looks like, right? When you're like, you've never been that person, so how are you going to embody? Start following the people that are already embodying it. That's what I did. I remember I started following so many wedding photographers. I'm talking about, what are their names? You have Rim Photography. You have, what's the other guy from the US? I forgot his Stan Low Photography. I started following all those guys because I was like, damn, they are very successful. And I want to know how they're doing it. But here's the thing. Before I even followed them, I was like, I already know it has nothing to do with the gear. I remember thinking that. I was like, it has nothing to do with the gear. So I followed them, not even to watch how they edit or which camera they use. No, I wanted to see their private life. I wanted to see their private life. And do you know what I realized? Almost all of them, they're working with their wife. Either the wife is a photographer, either she's a makeup artist, or she does something around the booking. The wife is involved in the business. That's number one. Number two, they all do sport. They all do some kind of sport. They are all conscious about their health, right? I was like, okay, that's the secret. That's the secret. And from there, I was trying. I literally, I have to be honest, I was trying for the sport thing, going to the gym for 1 month and then stopping, going again 6 months later and then stopping. But at least it opened my eyes to the, sorry, oh, I have something in my nose. Disgusting. Anyway, this is those videos are not edited yet. I'm looking forward for the moment I will have an in-house video editor so that you guys, so that he will actually be able to show you all. I have 2 terabytes of videos of me shooting weddings. Can you imagine? 2 terabytes. That's a lot. That's a lot of videos. So just wait and see. So that's what I saw. I saw that it's not about the gear, it's about how they live their life. And also I saw that they were reading books. Isn't it crazy? But I have to be honest, I didn't start reading books at that moment, but I was seeing all those things. I was seeing all those things. So this is manifestation, man. This is manifestation. When I started being a wedding photographer, no one could have think that I was gonna be that good. No one. Like, I swear, I remember when I was talking to my mom about photography, she was looking at me like, this mother sucker came from Cameroon to Belgium to do his engineering studies, and now he's talking to me about being a photographer. Like, should I slap him with the left hand, the right hand, of both at the same time? I swear I could read it in her eyes. That's the story about photography. Now about women. I want to start by saying that in my teens I wasn't very confident. I had a very shy attitude. I was really skinny. I was really skinny, so it didn't help me with the confidence. And then at 17, I grew a lot in 6 months. Like, I had to change like almost all my clothes, right? And again, you go from like, it was even better when I was shorter and shy and not getting attention from women. But then when you grow and then you become almost the tallest of all your friends, but you still have that identity in your mind, it's really not good to see, not at all. Fast forward, at 22, I come to Belgium, and the first day when I arrive at the airport, my big brother that has been in Belgium for 2 years tells me, yo, girls are gonna have so much crush on you. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been struggling in Cameroon, He's like, wait and see. But here's the thing. Things started shifting the moment I embodied that I was good looking. Like, I had to embody, and how did I end up embodying it? Is because I managed to hook up with this girl. She was a very beautiful black girl, like very beautiful. And we met at a nightclub, and we met, one thing leading to another. We are super close. We start kissing and stuff like that. And then my brother sees me, he's like, yo, how did you do to get her? I'm like, yo, I don't know. She just came to me and it happened, right? So I spent a few months with that girl. Not really a relationship, but, just chilling. Let's put it like that. And then one day, she told me, listen, you are a very handsome man, but you don't always make the right choices when it comes to how you dress and your hairstyle. Back then I had like the fro. I didn't start my lock journey yet. This is like 2011, 2012 maybe. So I didn't start my lock journey. And so when she told me that, like, you can get any girl, I was like, since it's coming from this girl, it might mean something. Because growing up, I never heard, words from anyone in the family or around telling me about me looking good or not. And when you grow up, you also don't have necessarily that awareness to be like, oh, I am beautiful, because my focus basically when I was 9, 10, 11 was somewhere else. But anyway, long story short, after that moment, 2011, that's when it actually started changing, I had it in my mind, and whenever I would start going outside, I would plug into that thing, I would plug into that. But it's really when I reached like 28, 29, that I didn't have to plug in that thought anymore. I was already that thought. Wherever I would go, I would always be like super confident, and it became really easy for me to, go out and speak to girls, get numbers, and have dates and stuff like that. So I'm making this video to tell you that whatever you put your mind into, and that you end up lying to yourself to the point where it becomes a reality for you, then the outside world is gonna adapt to that. That's exactly how it works. Because if it deep in your mind, You still believe that you don't look good. You still believe that you don't dress good. You still believe whatever it is that you have as a belief inside of you, the reality will always come and confirm that to you. Why? Because it is the path of least resistance, right? The universe is coming to you through the path of least resistance. It's coming to show you, oh, this is who you are. Why? Because it is natural for you to go through those beliefs when you think. So it becomes your path of least resistance. You see what I mean? Now, how can you change that? How can you go from where you are to exactly who you want to be when you have no idea? I already gave one answer. Start looking for people that are already doing that, right? That are already embodying that. But look at the way they behave in their everyday life. Look at the way they walk. Look at the way they talk. Look at the type of restaurants where they go eating, and then look at the type of restaurant when you go to eat. I swear it's really in the details. It's really in the details. Whatever you think about yourself, you become. Whatever you think about yourself, you become. The other day, I realized that as I was walking in a very specific street in Brussels, where you have, let's say, amazing restaurants, and I started going. No, so I realized that, oh, whenever I walk in the street, I don't even look at those restaurants because I am, pause, excluding myself from entering those restaurants in my mind. So in my mind, I put myself in the box of people who cannot enter those type of restaurants, who cannot afford. I was like, but they didn't even say anything to me. I did it to myself. I put myself in that box. So what I think about myself, I become. That's what I want you to be aware of. Another thing is you are who you are because that very specific identity is present in your consciousness. I already addressed this in a video. So in order to put what you desire in your consciousness, so consciousness is basically your life, right? Your life, God, source, energy, your life at every single moment of the day. What you think about yourself, that's your consciousness. And you have a lot of stuff in your consciousness. They ended up, but how did those things ended up being there? That's the question that I'm answering now. They ended up being there through repetition. Like you kept thinking about that thought that you're not beautiful, you're not beautiful. And then you look back, it's been 2 years how you didn't have a girlfriend. Every time you try, you fail. Every time you try, they dodge you. Same if you're looking for a boyfriend. But why? It's because you keep going through that thought pattern. You keep having that thought in your head, right? You keep having that, and that's why you become it. So you need to identify exactly who or what you want to become, and put an alarm on your phone that rings 3, 4, 5 times a day, so that you're gonna read it. Imagine if you read it 5 times per day. And now that I'm saying that, I remember that I have my goal card in here. I already watched it today like 2, 3 times. So this is my goal card. I have 3 things here that I'm manifesting, and I wrote I am. I just look at it for 1 minute and 30 seconds every day. Right? Of course, I'm not going to do that to you now for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then I just keep going about my day. Why? Imagine if you see something 5 times per day, right? You see your goal card 5 times per day. After 10 days, you've watched it 50 times. After a month, 150 times. You see what I mean? So that's the repetition that I'm talking about. Through repetition, that's how things end up in your consciousness. And then you become those things effortlessly. But then you have the other stuff like deep, profound emotion. And that's why almost everyone can remember what they were doing on September 11, 2021. Almost everyone can remember. Why? Because it was a deep negative emotion. You can also remember the best gift that you ever received from your parents when you were a kid. Why? Because it was a deep positive emotion. So those are the two ways that your identity is created in you. So what are you going to do? I want you to go on Instagram or on YouTube and search those people that are already living your dream life. And from now moving forward, when you're going to see their stories, don't look at the gear that they are using to do whatever you're trying to achieve, but look at how they are living their life. Look at the choice of words that they're using, and then see how you are talking, right? The other day, yesterday actually, I sent a feedback video to my niece in Cameroon about her TikTok channel, and I wanted her to be more aware of the choice of words that she's having when she's creating her video. Because sometimes you listen to one of her sentence, like me, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to listen to this because I don't want to become what she's creating with those words. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you can manifest everything that you desire by embodying. Listen, if you want to work with me, make sure to check the link in the description. I also have a school community that you can join anytime. We are having weekly calls where I break down manifestation and all those different concepts from source with you guys. So make sure to check the link in the description and see you soon. Peace.